the divine masculine feminine balance. Like, we see this triangle shape in so many different spiritual philosophies, and there's so much. But how does it relate to me and yourself as an individual entity or being? So, as you can see, before we realized our divine being within, or the divinity within, we were masculine and feminine. We had parts of ourselves that were quite a distance away from each other. I know I was very much on the masculine and had very little feminine. Now, that happened. And what I've noticed with both myself, and feel free to check in with your journey and how we can improve that to become a more centered, whole and aligned being. And then we come up to, being as spiritual potential, as brilliant as we could possibly get to. So what I've noticed in my journey, and I'm sure you've noticed similar things, is the more that we realize our divine masculinity, those are the yang, the get up and go, the right hand side, get stuff done kind of mentality. And so for me, my divine feminine was way down here. As a result, I was an emotional retard. I was very slow. I didn't really understand what emotions were. They only come out in anger or frustration. And, more subtleties become evident once I started dealing with those and my organ imbalances as a result. So you can see there's quite the distance here between my masculine and feminine. So that created a significant imbalance, which it wasn't fun for me or the people around. But as I've moved up and sorted out my divine feminine, over a year or two, nearly, they become much more balanced and aligned. So there was more nurturing, more alone time, more purification and cleansing and nurturing time. Then the both masculine and feminine came back into balance, which is for a much more complete whole being that is just, calm and relaxed. Also, straight down the middle here, so in order to be centered and aligned, then our spinal alignment has to be centered and aligned, otherwise then our masculine and feminine are off balance, because our organs on the right get used more for the masculine generally, and we may have like a disc. For me, I had a disc down here that was really compressed, causing a lot of acidity in the liver and gallbladder. So that made my perspective much more masculine, because I had to fix that. And that was the veil that I was using at that time. And of course, once we get to balance, it's quite easy to just raise yourself at a comfortable rate, because there's less of a gap, less of a potential difference. So there's less angst, there's less emotional charge. The emotions are not going up and down like this, because when we're down here, there's a big polarity between masculine and feminine. But as we become more aligned, we're just much more comfortable and flowing, and everything in our life and our relationships, come to ease and balance and a bit more grace. And of course, when we get up to the top here, we realize to a certain extent of our divinity. We become more whole and complete. Another word is yoga or unity, or raising your kundalini. Then we really start to understand the universe without the filters that our society and our chakras and our organ imbalances have, we've been co-created here to improve and sort out. And then of course, when we get up to the top, wow, we start to feel like a king or a goddess, or a god or a goddess, because we've got both masculine and feminine aspects of ourselves aligned, centered, on track, on purpose, and focused on the divine, while still being here in this world, grounded and with the ability to get things done to help ourselves and then help other people as a result. So feel free to, and feel in your body as well, or you might want to go to a chiropractic assessment, and then you can see sometimes they have a scale there with left and right, and quite a lot of people will have like a 10 kilogram imbalance. Mine's about 1.1 at this stage, so I'm still got a little bit of tuning to do. But if that person is got their body that more aligned, that far off, then there's a lot of organ imbalances and therefore mental, psychological and spiritual imbalances as well. So in order to come back to being aligned and then raise with ease and grace, sometimes chiropractic treatment or many other different organ imbalances need to get sorted out, ideally in the daily lifestyle and rituals, to get us to ascending and doing it comfortably, because this is a path of joy and peace and love. Let's facilitate that, shall we?